Hello, hello. CraftingMantis here, and welcome back to another episode on the Diamond Society server. So you guys will probably recognize this, the grape crushing area. One of the things that we forgot to do was the wagon. So I have the spot already prepared. I ended up doing a little bit of terraforming here so that we can do it. And I thought that it would probably be a good idea to actually kind of do this on camera, because the other ones that I did, I didn't do them on camera. So I figured you guys might be interested in how I put these together. So with this one, it's going to be a total of 9 by 5. And then I think 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's this one here. So with this one, we are going to go back 1, 2, 3. Here is going to be where the first wheel is going to be set up. So the wheels are just really simple. They're just 2 by 2 of the stairs. And then in between, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, and there's going to be another wheel right here. Now with this one, because it isn't going to be hauling hay, it's actually going to be hauling the terracotta pots. It's not going to be like the other wagons that I've done. Oop, falling. All right. And then there is going to be a space of 3 in between these. So I know some of you aren't familiar with, like building wagons and stuff like that. And I'm definitely not like the best at it, but show you guys a little bit of what I do. So there we go. And then like so. So these are going to be the wheels. Now, the hardest part is actually setting up the very front of the wagon. And then I want to come out like this. And then, because these are going to be, they're upside down stairs, but they face away from the wagon. So, like so. Because then with this, we take the oak fence gates, and then we can place these here, and these are actually where the horses would end up getting connected. And voila, we have a front of a wagon. Alright, so let's go ahead and we are going to get up here, and then on the back of the wagon, what I want to do is these are a little bit harder to place because of the other stairs. But that is, all right, so we got the 3 upside down stairs on the back. So that creates a little bit of a curve in the back of the wagon. Now, with the rest of the wagon, it is actually relatively easy because with this, the wagon doesn't have a whole lot going on in terms of the actual base. It is just flat because this is more like a flatbed type wagon. And then we want to go one back. And this is where the drivers would end up sitting. So we sit one back, the horses are attached here. And then one of the other things that I'm going to do is bring the road all the way up here. So it actually looks like they pulled the wagon up and then they parked it here. Now, because this is going to be for the terracotta pots, we are going to put 2 terracotta pots like this. And then I should have, okay, I do have, I don't know if I have enough. But we are going to put the oak fences in here. This is actually what's going to be used to hold the terracotta pots in place. And then last but not least, we need to add the little things, the little handles on the side. And so if we come over here, and then of course we are still waiting on 1.13 for the lids to those. So once 1.13 comes out, I'm going to be putting spruce trapdoors on the tops of these, and so those will actually end up being the lids. But there we go. We have a wagon. Which is absolutely fantastic. So this is going to be like the primary build, in quotes, for this episode, because today what I want to do is I actually want to play around with nature. We have been doing a lot of builds and stuff like that, and what I want to do is I want to actually go and get add some character to this place. So one of the things I'm going to do is, make the road here. But the primary thing that I want to concentrate on today is actually over here. I've been this, oh my gosh, it's like the last couple of weeks, and especially having taken this last week off, I am definitely feeling it. Because I came back and I'm looking at this stuff, and it's like, I am so afraid to actually add anything to this, because like that stuff came out. I absolutely love it. I love the way that this all turned out. But then there is, this huge section here, this section over here, lots of areas which are they're just flat. And I've been struggling. It's one of those, it's like I look at it, it's like, I don't want to mess it up. Because if such, I love this. And so if I do something crappy over here, it kind of ruins this over here. So that is one of the things that I've been struggling with this week. But I think I was playing around in a copy of this world. And I was playing around with this area. So just this walkway here. Adding a bit of life to just this area here. And then from there, we can end up working on, on some other things, which is, yeah. We've got lots and lots of areas. Cause like I want to do a grove over here. I want to do a grove over there. We got the orchard that's going to go over there with the bees, and we got another house. So there's still definitely a lot of stuff. It's just right now, finding the motivation and just not wanting to screw it up has been making it a little rough. But hey, we shall push forward. Screw demotivation. We shall push forward. So I am going to gather up some supplies and stuff, and then once I am done, we can come over here and start implementing my plan for this. So I definitely hope that you guys like the wagon. The one that I made over there and the one over there I didn't show on camera. So and this one too. Now this one is really easy. You can kind of just look at it and see how it's put together. But yeah, so let me gather up some supplies, and I will be right back with you guys. All right, guys, so I got a little carried away. And I actually ended up finishing this section over here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I did. So this was all grass except for this tree here. And I got to thinking about it. It's like, do you know what? It would make, there's a piece of sand. Why is there a piece of sand? I got to thinking about it, and I was like, okay, well, why is there this big rock here? And what is it, what is around it? And, well, I decided that there, like a little, I wouldn't say like a bubbling brook, but, some water ended up basically coming up to the surface and ended up bubbling up from underneath this rock. And it ended up creating this. And then this tree, it ended up, planting itself here on this little island. It is like, I'm going to grow here and nothing is going to stop me. So that's how this, this kind of came about. And then I ended up using the trick with the sugar cane and the string. So the string will stop the sugar cane from growing. And then I added some of the, gravel. And then on the bottom, I used the coarse dirt instead of the regular dirt because there's a lot more texture and stuff to it. And I think it looks a lot more interesting underneath the water. And so I just kind of, splattered some gravel around and then bone mealed the area. I also added some of the ferns, both the short ones and the tall ones, to add a little bit more texture to the area. And then I also added some of these azure bluets and then some of the oxeye daisies, just to add a little splash of color. Not a whole lot of them, but just, the little pop of color every once in a while to, kind of break up the green that is, is a primary color in this area. So as you can see, I added, little single high ferns, and then also the two tall grass as well. Now this ends up coming down, and it it's just a nice little stream that runs along, with some of the sugar cane and stuff, and, to kind of add a little bit more detail. And then this right here, this is kind of, it ended up going underground at this point. And so we've got the gravel and stuff, and this actually goes underground so that it gives the water sound as you're walking over the path. Yeah, you can hear it just a little bit. So you got the flowing water that goes underneath the path, and then there's this divot that was over here where the water started filling up this area as well. And so it created this little pond. And then with this, I ended up, again, adding the sugar cane and the gravel and the coarse dirt to create just a little pond down here, rather abnormal shape and stuff. And then I added a couple trees. Well, but the thing is that this area is actually going to be a tree grove. And so this isn't going to be the only trees. This is going to be like a little, just a little, indent into, basically into the, the forest over here. And so there's going to be, this entire area that is going to be trees, which will help break up the farms. And so as you're looking at that, looking this way from that farm, you're not necessarily going to see the grapevines and stuff. You'll be walking down the path, and like with this one, because there's going to be an orchard here. So as you're walking down the path, you'll just catch glimpses of the farm in between the trees, and and all the life in it. And so that is one of the things that I'm definitely trying to get a handle on. I am not the best terraformer. You can just, you can ask the guys on Odium, and yeah, I always, ask somebody else, like, hey, can you do this for me? So this is definitely something I want to work on to kind of get an better idea of, how things would actually work. And just like this stream. I mean, that's things that you're going to end up finding in the real world, where you've got a hill and there's a source of water, and then it just flows down. And, because of that bush, I got the idea, okay, well, maybe it runs underground there and then goes into, a lake, which is a little bit lower than, the regular ground. So definitely super, super happy with the way that this ended up turning out. I'm actually kind of looking forward to doing more of these. Granted, yeah, it's one of those that, yeah, I like everything else, but I'm so afraid of screwing everything up. But with this, hopefully, I have a little bit better confidence and stuff in terms of, actually creating the life within this area outside of the actual builds. So I definitely hope that you guys enjoyed this little snapshot into, what I've been up to. And then I definitely hope that you guys, enjoyed the little mini tutorial on, building the wagon. But that is all I have time for. So I definitely hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, definitely hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. And then if you want to be notified as to when I put out additional content, definitely hit that notification bell. But for now, I'm going to call it, and I will see you guys in the next episode.